In an online world full of limitless content, what actually makes a great digital story? Hi, my name is Jehanzaib Haque. I'm the Chief Digital Strategist and editor of Dawn.com, and I'm here to answer this question with 9 useful tips and tricks. Let's get into them in no particular order. Element 1. Visual design. Design is so key to telling a great digital story, and it involves 2 elements, the user experience, or the UX, and the user interface, or the UI. A strong story is one that offers a great user experience as well as excellent UI, which works not only for mobile phones, but for desktop PCs as well. Element 2. Show, don't tell. This point is actually tied very closely to visual design. The digital space is visual to a very large degree. What this means is that a great digital story will have regular inserts of photos, interactive charts, maps, or videos to help the reader along in what you're trying to convey. As a pro tip, if you have compelling interviews which are a part of your story, make sure that you record short video clips of these and include them in various areas. Element 3 is share your point of view. Trust in the media is at an all-time low, but trust in the individual on the internet is at an all-time high. So the more your story manages to convey your subjective point of view, the more likely it is that users will connect with it. In this space, sharing your opinion actually makes a story stronger rather than weaker, which is kind of counterintuitive to how we've been taught journalism. Element 4. Explain and make it useful. A good digital story goes well beyond reporting on events. It has to explain to the reader why what they're consuming is actually important to them on a personal level. This means giving them explanations. A good example of this is Vox's explainer on how soaps kill viruses. It provides a mix of animation to explain the science, as well as clear visual indicators of how impactful washing hands can be. Element 5 is make it interactive. What you have to do is make sure your story stands out as compared to print and TV. So let's take an example. If you have data, why not make it into an interactive chart? Or how about mapping it out? Or let's take a look at this example of Dawn working on a story about polio. What they did was take the information, which is quite old, and make it fresh by turning it into an interactive quiz. Element 6, calls to action. This one is really unique to the internet. It's where a story will allow your reader to actually do something about what you've talked about. One form of call to action is to direct your audience to a place where they can take action. For example, sending them to a government website where they can file a complaint, or, for example, sending them to a charity which is working on the topic that you've covered. Element 7, pacing and length. The length of your story will define the success of what you're putting out there. If you've got a story which is 12 minutes long in video format or 2,000 words long in text, you have to ask yourself the question, is every single word meaningful? If it's not, the rule of the internet is keep it short, and shorter. Element 8, update forever. A great digital story is one that can be updated countless times, so it never loses its value for your readers. What this means is that any topic that you've covered can be brought back multiple times using the same story as long as it's been updated for the current trending topic. Element 9 is multi-platform. The best digital stories are ones that are available in a variety of formats which can work across all platforms. What this means is that your story should contain text for that depth on websites and for search. It should include photos and videos and interactive charts which can be shared on social media and shine over there, as well as custom infographics for platforms which you wouldn't think of, like WhatsApp, where people would like to share small images to their own communities. Following all these rules, the story is then a sum of all these parts, but can stand alone on any platform you run it on.